Welcome back to The Lonely Road. We're here to join you on your journey to heal and become a better human. God damn it, some fucking people need to find this show. Because there's a lot of people that need a journey to be a better human. Many of you guys may know me from my other podcasts. Much different human on there. This is going to be a different show.
Oh, shit.
And this one's going to be a much different one than that. So first off, how have you been, KJ? It's been a week.
Yeah, it has. We're going to ride until the wheels fall off. I got 20%, low battery a little bit, but we're going to go until we can't go anymore.
Okay.
It's been a week, you know, a lot of things popping up in life. So just going to take them one by one, but God damn, it's just a lot of shit happening.
It seems like just everything is chaos.
Yeah.
And no matter how many fires I put out myself, there's just more chaos. And it's not like I'm looking for it. It is all fucking finding me or the world at this point, and I absolutely have zero fucking idea how to handle it.
Yeah. I've been dealt with a few situations that I don't really know how to handle either. I've just kind of been flying by the seat of my pants, but we were just funny. We were just talking about Chat GPT. It's kind of guiding me along my path of, you know, the things that I'm supposed to be doing. It's in this certain situation. Like I never thought I'd own a house. I thought I'd be renting forever because I didn't really want the responsibility of it, but I don't want to be kicked out of my house even more when somebody buys the property.
You know? It feels like shit.
Yeah, it does. I just don't want it to happen anymore. So I guess I'll just do what I have to do and bite the bullet and own a home. And that's not going to be all horrible because then I can have as many pets as I want and I can do everything there. Everything's just the process is just chaos unless you find somebody that you trust.
Yep.
It really is. But you're right.
Yeah.
Everything is chaos right now.
Honestly, and I know everybody tells me that this sounds crazy. I just want to be able to own a bunch of fucking trailers or modulars on a fucking plot and make it so way people no longer have to struggle. I don't care if it's $600 and we're just covering the land and the lot rent and everything else. And, you know, we're breaking even completely. I don't care. I just want everybody to be safe, happy, healthy, and comfortable. Just take care of it. And if you don't take care of it, bye. But like, God damn it, I hate this shit. I hate fucking renting. I hate doing all this shit altogether.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nuts. It is absolutely nuts. But it's you know, weighing everything. It's just going to be worth it in the end. I don't want to move ever again. So it's, you know,
that's the easiest answer to find is like, do I want to move? Nah. And
no.
even with all the moving that I did, I didn't ever care if I moved, but it's like I don't want to move for them now. It's not like I want to be here and there and everything else. It's like if I move, it's going to be the last time I move.
Yeah.
I told Bree, it's like we're buying something or we're staying put or we're upgrading. Those are the only three things we're doing. If we're not upgrading or buying something, we're not going anywhere. We're staying put.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been here for 8 years, so it's just everything is just all over the place. Like I didn't realize I had so much shit, and you just start weeding everything out, throwing everything in the trash can because you haven't touched it in 8 years.
And you don't realize you still had it.
No.
Bree's made fun of me for like the past month and a half because I have a bucket worth of DVD movies. And by bucket, you're probably like imagining like a 40-gallon bucket. No, I have one of the largest totes you possibly could buy at Walmart filled with DVD cases, and at least half of the movie cases are all empty because all of them were moved into a binder that my ex-wife took. But I don't want to take the fucking 2 hours it's going to be to go through all of them and make sure that the movies are in them or not in them. So right now they are completely Schrodinger's DVD, and I don't want to touch it at all because the second I touch it, I know I have to finish it. And I can't give 2 hours of my day up to fucking movies to clean out a closet.
It's well, I mean, you're gonna have to do it now or you're gonna have to do it later. So
And at this point, 2 hours later sounds like a much more acceptable thing than 2 hours right now when life is chaos.
You know, it's chaos. It's pretty much apropos for what's going on in the freaking world right now, to be honest. Everywhere in the world, but particularly in the United States, Los Angeles to be exact. What the hell's going on over there, bro?
I don't know. And like, it's hard because like, do I understand the humanitarian idea of people just alerting other people to ice raids? Like the blanket, hey, protect yourself.
Yeah.
I don't openly fully disagree with saying, hey, this is going on here. But do I want people to do like violence on either side? Absolutely not.
No, it's not the answer. It's not the answer.
Like,
And you're like you said, I absolutely understand. I understand a lot of things. I understand people being in fear, and I understand that they're in fear because ICE is there deporting a whole bunch of criminals. And I think that a lot of things are being
polarized.
alarmist. It's being blown out of proportion in the media, and things are they're crazy. But the fact that the governor and the mayor can't get things under control themselves, and they try to blame somebody who's trying to get things under control because they're not.
And I think that starts all with the rhetoric that happened probably a year or two ago, where everything was, oh, it looks like 1940, looks like 1935. Oh, this big fucking problem's going on in Germany right now, and it looks like that. And it's like, you normalizing that causes these more extreme issues.
Yeah.
Because I sympathize with the people that genuinely are like, there's connections. I understand where there might be like slight connections here and there, and that, oh, we're looking for people that aren't supposed to be here. That is totally and entirely a playbook thing that everybody has said is a problem since the 1940s. I completely agree. But at the same time, like if we treat everything like it's the 1940s, at some point we're going to have something big and nobody's going to fucking believe you because you're calling everything it.
Yeah, everything's exacerbated right now. Like it's just like everything. We've talked about this plenty of times. The word racism, the things that they call you, transphobe, homophobe, like all these things. If you're the slightest bit opinionated in a different way, they're calling you and shooting all these names at you. It's the same thing with the Otzize word. You have to take reality into consideration and realize how absolutely astronomically horrible that situation was. Now, I'm not saying this isn't for some people, but it's not the same type of situation at all. He's not doing this out of racism, in my opinion, but I can empathize with the people who believe he is. It's just that I wish that there wasn't so much corruption and deceit.
I wish that people actually looked at it at a more logical explanation. When we dealt with the George Floyd riots, everybody complained that he didn't push forward with the Insurrection Act, get everybody back in their houses, and stop the shit. Because there's a difference in between a peaceful protest and we're sitting here in a fucking park and we're being loud. I completely understand where the gray area is fucking hard. I understand. But actively harming people, whether the people on the other side or innocent bystanders, is absolutely not okay.
Yeah.
When we looked at Ferguson, Missouri, which is even before the George Floyd riots, when Obama was still in office the second time, they were burning down places. And not like the fucking CVS or McDonald's, but they would burn down the local mom and pop shops that sold to everybody every single day
Yeah.
because police violence. And it's like, guys,
And you,
everybody's sort of the asshole here.
yeah. Well, in your own neighborhood, so you're mad, so you're upset, So you're going to destroy your whole entire neighborhood, your whole entire city, you know? It's not doing anything but causing more chaos. If you don't, if you, it's a really, really tough situation. But just like any other vigilante type situation, I just don't agree that that violence is the answer. Like the UHC CEO, I don't agree that that was the answer. I don't agree that setting the ways vehicles on fire going down the road is the answer to you being upset because ICE is in the area. You know.
So the crazy thing is this isn't the first time that the Insurrection Act has been used. Obviously, we had the Civil War. We had problems in the 60s, the 70s. Like there was multiple times that this was an issue. But I don't think a lot of people genuinely understand exactly what it is. Because they are legitimately saying that, he's a fascist because he's openly saying that he will use this if he needs to. This law has been used throughout US history to address situations where states are resisting federal authority, such as labor conflicts, or in the case of court ordered desegregation.
Yeah.
There
So
has been a court order to remove people that are illegal from this country. There's been a Senate order, and it's been signed. And if I've misspoke on any of those three things, I understand. But that is, as far as I know, all of those terms have been met. So a state standing up and saying all of a sudden, states' rights, the shit that you guys fucking hated, doesn't make sense right now. If you want to say, hey, don't port the people that are gray area of like, oh, overstayed visas and stuff like that right now. Let's not worry about those people. Let's get the people that have crossed the border illegally. That is where we all should be. And if they've committed no crimes on either side of the border, allow them a fucking test to come back in the next 6 months to a year. Give them the prorated availability to come back. But let's at least at some point clear out what the fuck we have a problem with right now and figure out how to move forward.
Yeah.
Right now, that's the problem we're at.
Yeah, it's crazy because it's almost like, when the problem comes to a head, that's when everybody realizes the problem. But the problem, like you said, started back in the Obama years, 2008, 2009, 2012. It's the the hate started being stoked back then. And I ponder, I don't, did you see, and just ponder this, because a lot of people are going through a lot of pain right now. Whatever side of this you fall on, there's humans and their lives are being disrupted. Some of them are criminals, and personally, I don't feel bad for people who are terrorizing our country, being deported, being picked up by ICE. I personally don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with the people that don't have criminal backgrounds, having to uproot and leave. I mean, clearly, if they're not here legally, they need to do something. And if they're not doing
technically, your morality right there, and I love your morality. I am very, very similar to you. But I do want to play the more extreme devil's advocate here. They did commit a crime.
Oh yeah.
And that's the problem is like the moral argument is they committed a crime, they have to go. And I understand that that's painful regardless of whatever level we're talking. Whether they just had a baby here and they had an anchor baby and all of a sudden they crossed the border, that's illegal. Or they actually committed crimes of drugs, abuse, whatever. All of those things are illegal. Crossing the border without acceptability is illegal.
Oh, I'm
at
with you.
some
I'm
point.
with you 100%. But my heart can go out to that kind of
Oh,
person who
absolutely.
was just trying to make their life better, has actually built a family, been paying their taxes, been doing the things in the community that they're supposed to be doing. There are those type of people, and my heart can go out to those people.
I do too.
Now the cartels, the gangs, and people don't believe that are here, all these things that are happening to terrorize our college students and our women and children and our vulnerable communities here in the United States. Those people I do not have an ounce of sympathy for. But yes, you're right. They all did break the law, and that's why they're being sent where they're being
That's
sent. It's just what I'm trying to say is that it's just whatever side you fall on, there's portions of of the feels, you're
I
you're
know.
being disrupted, your
And like I think
world.
that's why the less kind of polarized story of like, oh, they're separating women and children and they're separating kids, any kid who comes across the border. It's like, if I committed a crime today, my kids would be taken from me.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, I feel bad for them if they're actually their kids, but they've proven that like 30-40% of those kids that come across are not with their parents. They're
No,
not
they're
with their
not.
family.
And they're being sold and they're being
And it's like,
trafficked.
guys, guys, I understand like having the heart because I do. I'm willing to understand that, there's 60% of people that do come across with their family. And I absolutely want them to have a path to fix their fucking issues and be able to come over here. And do I think the asylum answer is the only fucking answer for getting expedited shit in here? No. If there's a way that, just like how women are able to check off on fucking college paperwork that they're a single mother and get lower rates and lower availability for loans and everything else. Why the fuck is there not availability at the border to say, hey, I make $35,000 this year. I have a family of 5 and I can't fucking make it in this country. I want to be able to be okay. I will not accept any public assistance for the next 6 months. I just want to be able to get a home and start working. Like, if they did that, I think so many more people would actually be open-hearted enough to understand instead of just saying, "Oh, I have to run across the border." If you show that you don't respect the laws at some point, something's gonna catch you, and I think that's why a lot of people just don't have the emotion anymore,
Yeah.
is you're using the same tactic you did in fucking 1998
Yeah.
all the way up.
Yeah, I really feel as if, the the country's going through polarizing polarizing things right now. And it's scary. It's scary because you don't know. There are so many people here that are not citizens that have nefarious motives, and they're just waiting for their instruction. There have been they're just been let in by the droves. And it's funny how it relates in humankind. Like, you go on and you talk to somebody on the internet, you know and they're in an uproar because they believe wholeheartedly that Orange Man, President Orange Man, if you will, is just snatching up non-white people and sending them away. I don't see that as the case when you look into the facts of the matter, but that's what people believe. And they are all up in their feels because they cannot see the nature and purpose behind it is being protecting the Americans. He's trying to protect our children and our vulnerable communities.
And this seems like the biggest argument to me against what so many people claim of Tropicana Man. They claim that he's a narcissist and he only wants to have his name written in the fucking book and everything else. And it's like, okay, you guys really don't understand the human on the other side then. Because yeah, I think everybody wants their name in a fucking history book of, oh my god, this dude did crazy thing. You want to know the biggest fucking thing that he could have done this week? It was somebody he called a friend who's a fucking immigrant who lied on his paperwork and openly talked about it. He could have deported Elon. What did he do? He didn't do it. Oh, he's this big scary racist. If he's a big scary racist, why didn't he deport the African that openly was bashing him on public websites? He didn't sue him. He didn't do anything. He accepted it. He took it on the chin and started shit posting back and forth.
That was fun. That was just fun. I just find that comedy. Whether it was staged or not staged, I just get the popcorn out nowadays because you really never know what's going to happen. Well, what's next? What's coming next? You know, right now we have cities on fire and there's plans for them to pop up in other cities. You know, I was at work
They're
today.
trying to.
I was at work today and I was on my last break and I was scrolling. Road is closed right outside my job because there's a big protest in the city.
Oh, there's supposed to be whatever day Flag Day is because it's also his birthday. It's like the 14th or the 16th or whatever. I don't fucking care. I think it's stupid. They're talking about having protests in every, not even major city, every single town center.
I mean, at this point, statistically, it's going to be a couple people with picket signs in relation to the whole population of that town or city. Regardless, I mean, unfortunately, when you get into the big blue areas, there's going to be bigger gatherings. But across the nation in every city, that there's certain places that's just not going to happen. It's just not. But yes, and I do believe it's being funded. Just like I believe that Minneapolis was funded, the whole George Floyd riots were funded.
So, obviously, who the fuck knows how honest or truthful these are? But there is posts right now going on in that were posted on Craigslist and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yep.
That they were openly looking for people to riot in California.
Yeah.
And the numbers that they are offering a week are absolutely insane.
Yeah.
$12,000 a week per person. And
they have some pretty big sponsors. I was watching one of my buddies does a news program, and she's got follows the money on where the sponsors are coming from, and they're popping up. They're going to do it across the country. The same thing as they're doing in LA with that Craigslist thing. They're going to try anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. My boys on my other podcast that I do raise this question, and I think it's a really, really interesting one. A couple hundred people from January 6th were arrested. And obviously, regardless of what side of the fence you're on, you could see the gray area of why they should have been or shouldn't have been. I understand their arguments on both sides. We didn't see any arrests actively or drastically in the George Floyd riots. But we are already seeing people arrested by the police and military this time. And he is very, very close to pressing that button of using lethal force. I wonder what this is going to look like afterwards.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting. I don't know how far it's going to go, but all what I know is that I'm not going to be anywhere near any of that. I'm going to work from home as much as possible.
That's what I would be.
It kind of dissipated by the time we all got out of work, so it wasn't that big when I had to walk through the area where they were to get to the bus because there were no buses running because the road was closed. So I had to walk to a different street to go get the bus, and it was just nerve wracking. I just stayed on FaceTime with my wife, and I just went to my bus stop. But it's nervous out in the world right now, and it's hard because you have to. I don't like to be. I like to be kind, and I like to talk to everybody, but you got to look over your shoulder nowadays. We're not living in the kind of world where everybody is kind, where everybody wants to be all, I mean, people are angry.
That was that was a really, really interesting conversation I actually had to have with Bree. And it goes to like more of a outward kind of actual real life thing. I told her, I was like, if you start seeing me be anxious, do not fucking hold on to me. Do not hold my hand. Give me a step. Let me step behind you. Let me pay attention because I don't feel right. Regardless of if something's actually wrong or not, ask me if I'm okay. And if I say I'm okay and I just feel like something's wrong, give me the space, give me the step, because if I have to swing at somebody, let me fucking swing. Don't fucking hold on to me. You go to the car, you go and leave. I have availability to contact you. I will contact you in any way I possibly can if I need out of a situation. But don't sit there and hold on to me. Don't wrap your arms around me. That's not going to be positive for either of us. It's going to probably end up getting me killed, or I'm going to get fucking hurt because I can't defend myself or defend you or defend the kids.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I just don't want to be anywhere near it. I'm I'm I don't.
I, and that's a part of it that I wish that what all of these people understood. Nobody wants to fucking deal with people throwing fucking cinder blocks through police cars. I don't think anybody wants to deal with that. Nobody wants to see it. Nobody wants to see other people get hurt. And if you want to get hurt, you're a bad fucking person.
You're pulling parents out of the car when they have children in the car, stopping the vehicle, pulling that parent out of the car when there's fucking kids in the car is not okay. It doesn't make you a bigger person, but everybody's like, violence, 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 violence. It's, I get people are scared, but there's something to be said for not being violent about it. I'm at 2%, but
Okay. So, guys, we'll see you fucking next time. See you later. Love you, boys.
to be
Bye.
continued.